Perek Bet, Mishnah Bet, Masechet Chagiga. We are learning more of the halachot, the rules of bringing the korban to the Beit HaMikdash, the korbanot. Okay, so in this Mishnah, we are going to meet five sets of partners. One person was the Nasi, the leader. The other one was the Av Beit Din, the second in command. We know about them from the first parak in Perkei Avot, where we hear advice on how to be a good person and how to be kind to each other. And now they're going to have a machloket that's going to last 5 generations. Every set of partners had the same disagreement, the same machloket, and that is whether do you have to lean on the animal on Yom Tov? Are you allowed to stand next to the animal and put your whole body weight on it? That's part of bringing the korban. That's the way you show that you own it. So are you allowed to do that in Yom Tov? Yossi ben Yoezer Omer, Shaloli smoke, not to lean on the animal, not to do smicha on the animal. Yossi ben Yochanan, his partner, says, Li smoke. Yes, you do. Even though it's Yom Tov, you can do it. Yeshua ben Prachia Omer, Shaloli smoke, don't lean. Nite Arbeli says, Li smoke, to lean. Yehuda ben Tabay Omer Shaloli smoke. His partner Shimon ben Shatach says, Li smoke, to lean. Shmaya Omer, Li smoke, Aftain Omer Shaloli smoke. So this agreement, whether to lean on your korban that you bring on Yom Tov, went on from generation to generation. Now, here we're getting to an interesting combination, Hillel and Menachem. So we all know Hillel and Shammai were partners, but first it was Hillel versus Menachem. Hillel was the Av Beit Din, and Menachem was his assistant. Hillel was the Nasi, Menachem was the Av Beit Din. Menachem left, so we don't really know what he said, and we know he didn't argue. Question is where Menachem went to. There's some people who think that he may have become one of the Essenes. Those are the people who lived in the caves where they found the Dead Sea Scrolls. But Yatza Menachem went away. So Nichna Shammai's in. Shammai Omer Shaloli smoke. Shammai says, don't lean. Hillel Omer Li smoke. You should lean. Harishonim, whoever we listed out, these partners, the first ones, Hayu Nisiim, Unshnim Lam Av Beit Din, and the second one listed was the Av Beit Din. So Yossi ben Yozer was the Nasi, and Yossi ben Yochanan was the Av Beit Din. So again, we have the machloket whether on Yom Tov one is allowed to lean on their animal. Now we're going to move to the third Mishnah. The second one we're learning today, Beit Shammai Omer. Beit Shammai is very machmir about the halachot, the rules of Yom Tov. Now we all know we're allowed to cook on Yom Tov. You can prepare an omelet if the fire was already lit. But could you do things that are not actually part of the eating of the food? So Beit Shammai says, no, you have to be really careful on Yom Tov, and therefore one cannot even bring the korban shlamim, even though the Kohen and the owners get to eat it. And of course you can't do smicha. He says you could bring shlamim because that people get to enjoy. Of a low olot, you cannot bring your olot ria. You have to wait until Yom Tov is over. You can bring it on Chol Hamoed, but you cannot bring it on Yom Tov because the entire korban gets burnt on the mizbeach. You're not eating it. You have to be able to enjoy it. Hillel's is a lot more mako. Beit Hillel says you could bring the ola even though it's all getting burnt on the mizbeach. Mishnah Daled, Atzeret. Atzeret means the holiday of Shavuot. It's a one-day holiday, not like the other ones, Pesach and Sukkot, that are 7. Here it's only one day. So if Shavuot falls out on Erev Shabbat, Beit Shammai Omrim, Beit Shammai says, Yom Tevuach Achar Shabbat. You have to wait for 2 days later. You cannot do it on Yom Tov because we just learned that you can't bring a korban ola on the mizbeach on Yom Tov. You can't bring it on Shabbat, so you have to bring it on the Sunday after Shavuot, and it's called Yom Tevuach, the day of the slaughter. Well, Beit Hillel Omrim Ein Yom Tevuach Achar Shabbat. You can bring it on Yom Tov, just like we learned in the Mishnah before, that it is okay to bring your korban ria on Yom Tov. Umodim, however, they both agree, She'im Choliot b'Shabbat, but you cannot bring a korban that gets burnt up on the mizbeach on Shabbat. Sheyom Tevuach Achar Shabbat. So therefore, everyone agrees that you would bring it on Sunday if Shavuot falls out on Shabbat. However, there's a big problem. If we celebrate a delayed Shavuot on a Sunday, it was supposed to be on Shabbat, we waited till Sunday to bring the korbanot, people might make a mistake and say that the Chachamim, the Prushim, are following the Tzedukim. The Tzedukim believed that Shavuot was always a holiday celebrated on a Sunday. It didn't matter when 2 weeks were. You celebrated Shavuot on a Sunday period. So if we pushed off the bringing of the korbanot from Shabbat to Sunday, it might look like Chas v'Shalom that we're following the ways of the Tzedukim. So therefore, on that, if we are bringing the korbanot on Sunday, the Kohen Gadol does not wear his special garments so that it doesn't look like it's a festival, a chag. You're allowed to fast and mourn. To not make a mistake that Shavuot is only on a Sunday. So thank you for joining me, and make sure to fill out the form.